You've already heard this said once this morning, right? Christ is risen. Hallelujah. Absolutely. Happy Easter, everyone. If you've been following the events of Holy Week and remembering the journey through the cross to the tomb, you might be feeling somewhat depressed by this point, right? Something about the events of Holy Week tend to kind of bring you down as you kind of contemplate what it is that Jesus Christ went through on his way to the cross and into a tomb. But today is a new day. It's a brighter day. It's a day where we get to celebrate. We celebrate the big way. The sleepless nights that Peter might have had with the feelings of guilt and shame, the feeling of the betrayal as a rooster crowed in the background, those are a memory now, aren't they? The uncertain future for these disciples who had loved and trusted Jesus due to their not understanding what was happening and the way they went in other directions. They're in hiding, but they're wondering what happened to this man that they had put so much faith in. The heartache of the women, especially Mary Magdalene, who followed Jesus and cared for him greatly. And she cared so much, she heads back out to the tomb that Sunday morning, along with some other women. They had bought spices and wanted to make sure, because the body was taken from the cross and so hastily put into this empty tomb, a new tomb. They wanted to make sure his body was prepared in the right way, the proper way. And they head out that morning, waiting for the sun to rise. And then we hear these words from Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 through 10. After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to look at the tomb. Look, there was a great earthquake, for an angel from the Lord came down from heaven. Coming to the stone, he rolled it away and sat on it. Now his face was like lightning, and his clothes as white as snow. The guards were so terrified of him that they shook with fear and became like dead men. But the angel said to the women, "Don't be afraid. I know that you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He isn't here, because he is raised from the dead, just as he said. Come, see the place where they laid him. Now hurry, go and tell his disciples, he's been raised from the dead. He's going on ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. I've given the message to you." With great fear and excitement, they hurried away from the tomb and ran to tell his disciples. But Jesus met them and greeted them. They came and grabbed at his feet and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Don't be afraid. Go and tell my brothers that I am going into Galilee. They will see me there." They will see me there. This tomb that they were going out to find the body of Jesus Christ, to take care of what needed to be done, and a great thing happens. The earth shakes, and an angel rolls away a stone and then sits on it and pronounces everything happened exactly as he said it would. What does that matter to us today? Here's where I think it matters. I think it matters because everything changed because of that empty tomb. Everything has changed. Nothing will ever be the same. Regardless of the circumstances that you find yourself in today, the Christ that we remember at Easter time is able to transform your life from death to life. It doesn't matter the circumstances. Christ can do a great work in you because of the fact that tomb is now empty. Jesus' resurrection redefines all of our future hope because it looks beyond the limits of this life, and we can now share in the eternal life that God makes available to us through his Son. The resurrection is a very permanent witness to the love, to the power, the holiness, and even to the redeeming powers of God Almighty himself. The very hope of us as Christians is resurrection hope. As we in faith peer into the empty tomb, and we step through that doorway into eternal life. Are you there? Is that where you are today? Are you standing in front of this empty tomb, peering inside, wondering if you're ready to take that step? Because it's a big step. But it's one where Jesus can change your life if you'll just take that step. I think you have to agree, nothing tells the Christian story of Easter any better than that one short creed. And it's something many of us have been taught. If you're a part of the Methodist Church, that's a major part of confirmation. Maybe you went to Sunday school and learned it as a young person. Whatever the case, this is something that helps us to stay centered in the essentials of what it is that we believe. It's something you need to take with you from this point going forward and make it part of your life, because in reality, what you find there is this lifelong curriculum that will take you deeper and deeper in your faith as you think of each word and each line that's in it. I hope that's what you'll do. Now, as we speak of Jesus' resurrection this Easter, we cannot help but be reminded of another resurrection where Jesus made what is possibly the strongest and boldest of the I am sayings. We've been talking about I am for a number of weeks now, and we're getting ready to end that series next week. But the one that I think is the strongest and the boldest that Jesus ever made, I am the resurrection and the life. Hear these words from John, the 11th chapter, verses 17 through 26. When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was a little less than 2 miles from Jerusalem. Many Jews had come to comfort Martha and Mary after their brother's death. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, while Mary remained in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now I know that whatever you ask God, God will give you." And Jesus told her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha replied, "I know that he will rise in the resurrection on the last day." And Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though they die. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" Can you imagine having that exchange with Jesus Christ himself? Can you imagine? If only you had been here, this would have never happened. But the truth is, we all face death in this life. That's a fact of life. We face it. At some point, we will face that important thing. Here's Lazarus of Bethany, the brother of Mary and Martha, who had become seriously ill. But we don't know exactly what it was that he had, but it came even to the point of death. An urgent plea is sent to Jesus. "Jesus, come! Your friend Lazarus is very ill." And it takes Jesus a number of days to get there. The scripture is very, very pointed in saying it's only a couple of miles from Bethany to Jerusalem. How long would it take us to walk a couple of miles? Could we be there probably in less than a day easily, even if we took our time and stopped along the way? That's not what happened, though. Jesus delayed his trip, saying that even this sickness of Lazarus would not end in death. It wasn't. That is not where it was headed, because something was about to happen so that God could get the glory for whatever it was that's about to happen. A miracle is about to take place. Wait till I get there. Martha meets Jesus on his way into town and says again, "If you had only been here, my brother would be with us now." And right after that, Jesus says that I am statement again. I am the resurrection. I am the life. Martha is thinking about the resurrection at the end of time. She already believes in this. And she thinks that the last days, this is what Jesus is talking about. She has no idea that Jesus is already thinking about what's about to take place in a very short amount of time. The miracle, when he goes to a tomb, has them roll away the stone and cause Lazarus to come out, and he comes out. Nothing but a miracle could bring life back into a dead body like Nothing. Jesus' challenge to Martha had everything to do with the very purpose of Jesus' mission as the resurrected Christ, our very Messiah, and the new life that he offers us in being raised from the dead. The way to a full and abundant life is by means of faith in Jesus Christ, and for all the things that he has done for us and continues to do for us as the very Son of God. That's Easter summed up. But here is where it gets even better. It is in the person of Jesus that we are offered true life beyond the one we are living now. No one really expected God to work in this way, not through a person. Would you? All of this would happen in a person. They expect God to do all of this great work, all on his own. But to have it happen through someone that would come into this life as a small child, completely defenseless, dependent on us for his care, but ended up being the one that would save everyone. And it was on that Good Friday when it appeared that evil had triumphed over good, that the forces of darkness had won the battle, and nothing could save the day, all because of what happened on the cross and Jesus being laid in a tomb. The reality is that in Jesus, in an empty tomb, good is the one that will get the final say over evil. And this is where we discover that light will drive out all the darkness in our life. That love will drive out the hate. And that hope in Christ will drive out all fear and all despair that we belong to. And I believe that with all my being. I do. And it brings to mind another passage. It's a passage that's still in the Gospel of John. It's one that I have read at almost every funeral I've been. And my bet is you've heard this exact same passage before. As soon as I mention it, you're probably going to start, you can probably read it right along with me from memory, right? It's John chapter 14. And we're going to read verses 1 through 7. These are words that Jesus gives us, that offers us comfort and strength for anyone that will actually hear what they have to say. Don't be troubled. Trust in God. And trust also in me. My Father's house has room to spare. If that weren't the case, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? When I go to prepare a place for you, I will return and take you to be with me, so that where I am, you will be too. You know the way to the place I'm going. And I love Thomas's answer here, this question, right? It's a great question. Thomas asked, Lord, we don't know where you are going. How can we know the way? Isn't that great? How many years has he been with Jesus at this point, right? Does anybody know? It's about 3 years, right? We still don't know where you're going. We don't understand. Listen to Jesus' response. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you have really known me, you will also know the Father. From now on, you know him and have seen him. Yeah. Another of these I am statements that goes right along with resurrection and life. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus tells them and is telling us today that there is indeed a place he is going to go and prepare for us. A great place. One that has many, many rooms because it is his Father's house. And he tells them how to get there. Right? You know the way. They still didn't get it. They could not get it. But he is telling us that there is a particular way you have to go to get to this place. You can't just take any old road. That's not going to work. There is one way to get to this house. One way to get to this place that has all these rooms. This great place that offers you the life that you really and truly need. And the way was one that he had been teaching them about. He had been leading them toward. And he had been showing them everything during their time together over those years. And they still didn't know the way. He was still teaching them as he continued straight to his death on that cross. Let me show you the way. Because he had shared with them that his way would indeed be through the cross. And that anyone who would ever follow him would have to take up their cross daily as well. GPS and say, "Here, just follow these directions, they'll get you there. You go here and take a left and do that." Isn't that what we want? Really and truly, it's okay to say yes, because that's exactly what we want. We want somebody to give it to us that way, to hand over the easy directions. Oh, if I do this, this, and this, I'm good. That's not the case here. It's not just about a set of directions or a path that you can follow. It's about a person. To find the way is to discover a relationship with a person. This is what Jesus was talking about. He is the way, He is the truth, He is the life. He was the one who did the work for us on the cross. And it leaves us only one thing to do, and that's to believe in Him for our very life by grace through faith. That's it. It seems so simple, but boy, it can be so hard, can't it? Let's just be honest. It can be so hard to figure out how a relationship with someone can be the way to a fuller life like that. Even one that extends well beyond death. But it is through this personal relationship with God, through the person of Jesus Christ, and in the power of the Holy Spirit that makes all of this possible. When we come to love Him and begin keeping His commandments in full trust and full obedience that He is seeking the very best for us, we are in Him as the way, because to know Him is to actually know God. In knowing Jesus Christ, we know God Almighty. And that changes everything. Everything changes. And we shouldn't be surprised. God is in the business of preparing a way for people to escape death. Think about it. Go all the way back into Genesis. There's this story about a person named Noah and an ark that he built. And even though the entire earth was going to be covered with water and destroyed, God provided a way for those who would believe to find safety and a way through that awful, terrible thing. Think about when the Israelite people were being led by Moses out of Egypt. They come to the river. It's that Red Sea. There was no way across. But yet, when it came right down to it, God made the way possible for those waters parted. And the Israelite people walked through in safety to the other side, while the dark forces following them were put to their death. Yeah, I think God's in the business of showing us a way to get past death if we will learn what it means to trust and follow. My bet is some of you have found that in your own life, in many different ways, in many different fashions. And now, it would be in a person. It would be in the person of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the one that was known as Emmanuel, God with us, the very Word of heaven that came down, made flesh, and to die for us. For those that actually want to seek direction in this life, Jesus Christ is the way. You can put that in capital letters and underline it, the. For those seeking answers in the world, Jesus is the truth. And for those who are seeking purpose, Jesus is the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. There can be no other way to God except through the person of Jesus. So that leaves us with a question. What is the point for us in the present, in the here and now? And what does it matter? It's kind of the question we started with. The resurrection of Jesus Christ demands our attention as we contemplate the basic problems of death and life. Because the resurrection is the one event in the life of Jesus Christ which gives credence, meaning, and relevance to everything else that He ever said did. The fact that God would raise Him from the dead made everything valid. And it means that it's something that we can trust. We can trust in the words, and we can trust in Him as our Lord in that way. The resurrection is central to the gospel message. The resurrection is the first work of God's new creation. The resurrection on that first Easter validates our faith. It guarantees our hope, and it even defines how we are to live as people in this world. That's what happened at First Easter. And we get to live it out every day. If you take away the fact that Jesus was raised from the dead, there would be no Christianity at all. You ever thought about that? It wouldn't have happened. But in being raised from the dead, God did a mighty work, and it changed everything forever for the better. So I remind you of the words from John 11 that we read earlier. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live even though they die. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. And then there's that question that he asked Martha, that you're being asked today. Do you believe this? And it's a question that we all have to face. If Jesus Christ is the way, is the life, as he said he was, and if the resurrection makes his arguments and his teachings valid, do you believe this? It's a message of hope. And it all starts with the bottom line of believing. You see, it's not just about Jesus being alive, but it's about Jesus being alive in you, in each and every one of you. Because that's what happens when we believe. Jesus is alive. I fully believe that. But until I accept that and make him Lord of my life, to allow him to change it and become alive inside of me, what does it really matter when you come right into it? So here's my prayer for you. May you believe and know the new life made possible through Jesus at that first, that it would continue to shine in your hearts today, so that we will always be faithful witnesses to the hope and the joy that Easter brings us and makes available to the world. Jesus Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. Hallelujah. And amen. Would you pray with me? Gracious God, we come today singing our resurrection songs this morning. Not because of this miraculous historical event, but because you continue to bring life out of death, and you continue to bring hope out of our despair. When you rolled that stone away and let light come into Christ's tomb, you entrusted each of us who would follow him to be bearers of your light in the dark places of our world, carriers of a never-ending hope into lives that seem to be always filled with despair, despite how best they try. Free us from the very weight and burden that we might feel today, and let us hear from you right now. Empower us to live in the triumph of your resurrection, and help us to always be your faithful disciples. May the events of that first Easter be one that is lived out in us each and every day as we take up our cross and follow Jesus.